Hi, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Our devotion for today, March 21st, 2023, is from the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verses 16 through 21. When evening came, his disciples went down to the sea, got into a boat, and started across the sea to Capernaum. It was now dark, and Jesus had not yet come to them. The sea became rough because a strong wind was blowing. When they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea, coming near the boat, and they were frightened. But he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." Then they were glad to take him into the boat, and immediately the boat was at the land to which they were going. Our devotion is John's account of Jesus walking on the water. Jesus' disciples have gone down to the sea in the evening to get into the boat that they had to start back across the sea to Capernaum, their home. Jesus was not with them. He was up in the mountain praying, and he told them to go on ahead of him. The disciples rowed out about 3 or 4 miles from the shore, and the sea had become rough due to a strong wind blowing. In this rough sea and strong wind, the disciples see Jesus walking on the sea toward the boat, and they were frightened. We have to ask ourselves, were they frightened because of the rough sea and strong wind, or were they frightened because they saw Jesus walking on those rough seas and against that strong wind? Well, the answer could be both. Certainly it is frightening to be caught in a storm out at sea. The wind and the waves can toss a boat around pretty easily. I've been on a 36-foot boat in the Gulf of Mexico when there were rough waters. 2 to 4 foot waves with the occasional 10-footer. And it tossed the boat around pretty easily, and I became very sick. But it is not every day that you see someone walking on water, even when it is calm, let alone when it is filled with chaos. It would be frightening to see someone do that, let alone someone whom you knew. That's a display of power and authority that is really hard to comprehend. What is good for us to understand in this devotion is that no matter how difficult the situation we find ourselves in is, even if it seems that, nature is itself against what you're doing, nothing can stop Jesus from coming to you. Not rough seas, not rough winds, not a long distance. Jesus will be able to reach you. He has that power and that authority. What happened when he reached the disciples? Well, Jesus gets in the boat with them, and immediately they reach their destination at the other shoreline. Jesus gets them safely through the storm, through the chaos, to where they were headed. Jesus will also get us safely through the storms in our life. That's why it's important to trust him and to invite him into the boat that we're in, even while the storm's raging. My friends, trust in Jesus and invite him into your situation, no matter how hopeless or chaotic it seems. He will come to you. Nothing can stop him from coming to you. And once he has been welcomed in with you, he will see you safely through it. Go in peace, serve the Lord.